Present.
Present Counsel Staben.
Present.
Present Counsel Field.
Present.
Present Counsel Hogan.
Present.
Present Counsel LaPierre.
Present.
Present.
Okay, Madam Secretary, the first item.
First item is a proposed act authorizing the City of Lynn to grant an additional liquor license for the sale of wine and malt beer not to be drunk on the premises.
Little no.
Right there. Pencil that in.
Jim, do you want to?
Actually, the PBIC and the applicant are here.
Okay.
We are at the limit, just looking, we are at the limit, so any further liquor stores that serve alcohol here would be beer and wine, would require a formal petition. So this is fairly common, we've done this before with some of the florist shops, and the tea stop on Walnut Street, we require a formal petition. But again, this council decides whether this is appropriate to be requesting the legislation. As far as details of the establishment.
Yeah, because we're a little confused. I think the last time we spoke, we thought it was to be drunk on the premises, and then there were questions about going this via this home rule rather than getting an existing one. But Bill, if you
Sure.
were the applicant.
If I can introduce Sarah, because I want to have her speak to the details of our business model and proposal. We do want to say we've had the pleasure of working with Sarah now for almost the past 9 months. Her concept of what she would like to do in bringing this opportunity to Lynn, we feel is a great opportunity to drive individuals into the downtown, to encourage some of the other economic development opportunities that are taking place, and that we would hope that you would just listen to her proposal, and then that way, if there are any questions that come up, hopefully Sarah will be able to kind of address those, kind of give you a general overview of what she's trying to do.
Okay, just sadly, we have budget hearings beginning at 5 o'clock, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we have a very limited amount of time with, so go ahead, Sarah, if you.
Sure. So my name is Sarah Marshall. I've come with a significant amount of experience from the Boston restaurant industry. I'm just about 14 years within restaurants as well as retail. And actually I have a lot of stuff you can look over after the fact. I have 6 copies of each of these if you want to take one and pass it around. Yeah, maybe just examples of just some trading material I've done in the past. But so essentially what I'm looking to do is a boutique wine and beer store. No booze will be involved. This is a very specialty store. I don't know if any of you are familiar with some of these specialty shops that exist already in Boston. It's not a new concept that I'm trying to reinvent, but it's something new and exciting to really bring to the downtown area of Lynn that's really meant for the existing community, the future community, and kind of really where I've really been learning where the city of Lynn is going, especially with a lot of the high-end development that's moving in here, but already kind of the artists and sort of existing development that's really been already happening within Lynn. So as a Lynn owner, I actually bought a condo here a couple of years ago. I was very excited to kind of learn then, as I am now, is just really where the city is going. So personally, I have invested into the city myself, but I want to continue to do so on a professional level. So bringing really the Boston and Cambridge experience, but to the downtown area. So it'll not only be a specialty wine and beer store, and just to kind of speak on what this idea of specialty meaning, so working exclusively with small family-owned wineries, as well as local breweries, to provide to the community that doesn't exist. There isn't a shop that carries any of these products within directly the Lynn area, and to be honest, there's only one store that does a similar concept within Salem called Salem Wine and Cheese Cask. So it's working with products that are not within the area at all, and giving that extra, that really kind of city amenity that we're trying to bring in. I think Rossetti's is doing a great job, Blue Ox is doing a great job, and kind of in that vein of reference. And so going back to the product itself, there will be no liquor involved, there will be no nips of any kind or anything that particularly might bring about a demographic that I don't think we're trying to continue that growth perhaps really within the area of Lynn, and really making this also an educational space. I do want to clarify, as your colleague had brought up earlier, this, we all have big dreams. In the very beginning, my idea was doing a wine store in addition to a wine bar. There may, potentially years down the line be an idea of doing a wine bar as a whole other different concept, but that's not the case here. This is going to be strictly just a retail premise store that will have in-house, in-store tastings, just like any other retail store does within the state of Massachusetts, where you have a legalized ounce pour, and by doing so, having a lot of these complimentary tastings to provide awareness and education actually to the community on products that they're a bit more unfamiliar with. And so the one other thing I do want to just touch upon as well is this educational space and event space that will be included within the specialty store. So the space that I'm looking at, actually, it'll be primarily the wine store, but then actually included within the space is going to be a tasting room. A tasting room that will be, I will host wine and food classes. So I see this as very much an educational front for food and wine as an entity in itself. But also this will be a space available to rent to the general public, as well as also for corporate events. I'm seeing it to be no more than probably about 15 to 18 people total. So, which also from an event perspective is not a space that exists in the city. If you want to host a birthday party, if you want to host kind of a corporate gathering, it's an end quarter review, and you want to celebrate, providing actually a space for that as well. And before getting into wine, I had a good amount of experience actually with an event. So it's really kind of combining those two interests and passions and bringing it together, and I thought, what a better place than not only Lynn for where it's going towards, but also I live here and I want to kind of live, breathe, and eat all the things with Lynn and be a part of the future.
Stop.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I certainly have no problem with the concept, but I do have concerns with the process. Attorney Lamana.
So you say that we're capped out on licenses.
Correct, it goes by population, and we have 40 by law. I think there are three that I'm aware of, formal petitions that bring up to 43 that are lawfully in existence now.
Okay.
We'll lose one because the lawyers becoming...
Well, somebody picked that license up.
The convenience store on Fayette Street bought that license.
Okay, so that's 43 then.
And so, that's my concern, if they were capped for a reason, and this, to me, almost seems like, somebody that invests in one of those licenses, and then as time goes on, has equity in that license. And to me, again, I like the concept, but it almost seems like we're circumventing the process. We just had one establishment purchase a license from another establishment. I notice on the agenda at the full council meeting tonight, we've got a long-time Lynn business owner who's asking to be granted a license. I don't know if that's to purchase. It certainly doesn't, I haven't seen anything to say through a home rule petition. But, if other people have to purchase these licenses, I'm not sure. I believe it's fair to circumvent that process this way.
Well, one thing I just kind of, from what I remember from our last meeting, is this license is specific to this business only. It's not something I'll ever be able to resell for value. And when the business goes, the license goes. It doesn't go back into the city. So it's really
Excuse me, is that correct?
The way this formal petition is worded as now, that is correct.
Okay, because that is another one of my concerns. If, by chance the business ceased to exist, would that license then find its way into another corner convenience store?
Just for clarification, Jim, I had an incident where Golden Circle moved over to the Equitable Bank, renamed themselves Rollies, and then under state law, the Lazy Dog said, oh, because there was an establishment here, we're entitled under state license to open another one. So we ended up with 2 all liquor licenses in Wyoming Square.
I would not be attorney for the licensing board, so I don't know if, I don't know the details there. Certainly, if the location has been approved by the council and the licensing board, if someone else wants to open up there, it would be very difficult to say, we don't believe this is an appropriate location. I don't believe that they ought to.
So it defeats that language then. In other words, if Sarah were to leave and Joe Smith came along and said, I'm going to open up the beer and wine here, the city had it before and I'm going to do it here again.
There is language in the draft that it has to stay at this location, it cannot be sold to a different location. It could, tonight is to set down a public hearing, so it's not a vote up or down necessarily, but the language could be amended to include that should this applicant cease to hold the liquor license, the license would be turned over. That's the will of the council.
But, yeah, go ahead.
Just a question, Sarah. Have you met with the ward councilor, Richard Calucci, yet to get his feeling on this?
Diana, I have.
Oh, it's Diana.
Yes, and she's the work council for this district, and she has given her approval.
So this is Ward 5. Is this where the Gateway project is? And one of the...
Right across the street. So there's the Gateway and then Morris Project, which is, it's the old
France
France.
place.
Exactly, it's the exact location.
Okay, the old France place. Thank you. Ward 5.
Sure.
Any other
I have a
council?
question just on the wording, because I know it says not to be drunk on the premise, but you're talking about a tasting. So are they or are they not drinking on the premise, just the wording for that?
The agenda is incorrect. The ordinance is off premise. Not just the drunk on premise. The agenda is a conflict.
So if it says not to be drunk on the premise, how will they have a tasting?
Tasting is a lawful under the law. So you walk into...
That's, I just wanted clarification.
Yeah. This would be something where you could go in and pay $10 for a glass of wine. This would be a limit to the tasting. Again, if the Carnival Committee supports it.
So this is setting it down for a public hearing?
That is, yes.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Okay, do I hear a motion to set that?
They have a motion to set it down for a public hearing. Second.
Seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item.
A proposed ordinance amending the City of Lynn zone ordinance regarding the Washington Street District.
Jim, Wayne, Mike Donovan's here.
Oh, yes.
Questions?
Oh, I didn't see. Mike, would you like to speak on this item?
Sure, this is a minor, good evening, councils. This is a minor revision to our zone ordinance to allow some lots that are in the Washington Street District, buildings that exist there to be developed. The buildings exist, they meet the spirit and intention of the district, but because the way the district regulations were drawn up 10 years ago, the side yard setbacks were carried over from the old district. Well, they're not appropriate because these buildings all predate zoning. They exist on lots, they have zero lot line. But unlike the central business district, which is a zero lot line, the Washington Street district had setbacks that you find in any other residential district. What it means is that some of the buildings there can't be redeveloped without a variance. A variance is a very tall order, and it kind of defers people's decisions or just pushes them away from wanting to develop such a building. So this would allow some buildings in the Washington Street Overlay District to be developed without a variance. Buildings that have existed in the city for well over 100 years.
Is this to set it down for public hearing?
As well, yes.
Motion to set it down for public hearing?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all those in favor, aye?
All right.
To order, roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Jeffrey.
Present.
Present. Counsel LaPierre? Absent. Counsel Calucci? Present. Counsel Walsh?
Present.
Present. Counsel Field?
Present.
Present.
Okay, we have 3 items on the agenda. The first is presentation of the Phase 2 of the Art and City Hall project. Callan? I didn't even see you when I walked. Hi, Callan.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. So, yeah, phase 1 was, we enhanced the Veterans Memorial Lobby for an unveiling of Veterans Day last year. And I thought that went really well. We did that with a lot of collaboration. And phase 2 is bringing a little more artwork to liven up the hallways, but it really is about bringing the community into the building. say that in the public, it's nice to be in an environment representative of the public. So it's just going to shine a spotlight on some of the things that are in the city. It's going to be a history lesson. It's talk about our water, our history, the community as our leads in the center. And we're going to create the rotating we don't need money. We don't.
That's a good thing.
We just need a smile and a but I took out the packets so you get kind of a gist of the kind of art we're looking at. A lot of pictures, paintings. One's a photo exhibit from the Lynn Shutter Society. Everything is very thin. And again, the Public Arts Commission will come back to us, curatorial committee along with the Public Affairs Office. Everything will go through rounds and rounds of community appropriateness before any further. I'm happy to talk.
Councilor Field?
Thank you. I don't, just a quick question as far as like security, theft, and concerns or liability as far as the city with how much use the auditorium's been getting and other things like that. As far as this artwork, the liability doesn't fall into the city as far as the security part of it for theft, is that correct?
Yes.
First, attorney of mine,
I just had my call. We started working on a proposal with one individual artist, just as sort of a draft to see how this would really work. And yes, the city and the building, everything is really clear. They know that they're donating this and there's something that's happens. And as far as the hearing, we walked when it's not in use, and if anybody wants to use it, make sure everything's kept secure. But yes, they're all donating their artwork.
Is this artwork for sale?
It will not be in the building. Put a way to contact an artist next to one of their pieces, and if they want to, that's completely outside the matter with the artist, and the building and the city hall, the city building, all of that stuff, including everything in the gallery. They won't be selling anything, but they can contact them outside.
Any other questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Okay, congratulations. Thank you, Carolyn.
You want your portraits in this room?
We have them down the hall. Okay, number 2, request from DPW to dispose of surplus equipment and vehicles. The list was attached in everyone's packet. Commissioner Hall?
Thank you, Councilor. You have before you a list of equipment that DPW would like to declare surplus and then auction off. This will help us in meeting our budget shortfall for this fiscal year.
Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Made and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you, Randy. And the final item on the agenda, construction of the pump house on McManus Field in exchange for the investment into Edmonds Field, Needham's Landing as public space. Bob, for now.
Mr. Chairman, made before you, we're in the middle of a CSO project in the western section of the city of Lynn. We're doing the final design stage, and we're going to have to take a piece of McManus Field, put a pump station in, pump out the stormwater out to an outfall next to the ocean. So part of that invokes an Article 97 process, which is part of the Constitution, that we take open space parkland. We have to identify another piece of parkland or another piece of open space to protect that. We looked at several parcels of land that the city owned, and we were working on one parcel, but it became unavailable. To the help of Council Ward 6, Fred Hogan, he called me and identified the parcel down on the end of West Lynn, called Needham's Landing. Used to be an old Western National Little League field, and at the time, it wasn't registered to the city of Lynn, but the Lynn, in the deed, was supposed to be reverted back to the city of Lynn. So with the help of Councilor Hogan, we blocked the site and We looked at it with Lisa Merritt, Parks and Recreation, Steve Babbitt, and we're looking to take that, protect that piece of land into perpetuity and and use it as conservation parkland, open space. So we've worked with Steve Babbitt and Lisa Merritt and several of the councilors. We've walked the site with the state agency, EOEA, who oversees the Article 97 process. So it's a process that we have to do. We need a unanimous vote from the Park Commission, which we received last Tuesday night. We need a unanimous vote for the Conservation Commission that we're going to be seeking, and we'll need a two-thirds vote from the City Council tonight, hopefully, and with your support. And we're also going to need a two-thirds vote from the state legislature through a home rule petition. So we're here tonight. We received all the packages of information earlier this week, and we just hopefully that if you have any questions. And Mr. Orlando from Tech, our engineering firm, is here to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions? Councilor Lapierre.
Would it be appropriate, can I just make a comment?
Sure. Councilor Lozey, come on up.
Thank you. I just want to address the water and sewer, Mr. Fennell. I'm glad to see that we're, in addition to the CSO work, that we're doing some flood control work. And I'm just concerned, though, that I do represent East Lynn, and there's an awful lot of problems. We have a municipal vulnerability preparedness grant, and one of the concerns we have, obviously, is the flooding of Boston Street, areas around Flax, Sluice, Cedar Pond, those neighborhoods. We're seeing additional runoff from Peabody subdivisions and a lot of flooding problems. Are there plans with the water and sewer to look into that and do some mitigation of these flood problems?
Well, currently, this is a mandated CSO project, combined storage overflow, that is, we are under a consent decree by the federal government to look at this. That's what we're under right now. It's really not a flood control, soil separation, separating stormwater from stormwater down in the westland section, like similar to what we did over in Eastland several years ago.
Well, I thought this component though was for flood control.
No.
That's part of the CSO.
CSO will give us more capacity in our system, but it's not basically for flood control. It's separating stormwater and wastewater.
Well, wouldn't Stacy Brook be considered something that could be looked at as flood control or CSO?
No, because it's a section of the city that we were told to look at by the DEP and the EPA.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Lozey. Councilor Lapierre.
Just a question, Mr. Fennell, I see the site and I see the small part that the pumping station's going to take up. When and if we get back to building new schools in the city or getting in the pipeline, will this at all impact that McManus school that we planned on building?
Not that does not, because it's the far end of the field, right on Herschel Street, right by abuts the MBTA overhead pass the train station train tracks, and the site that the school is going to be put on is closer to the other end of the field, right behind the current tech. So I don't think it would impact it, looking at the old schematics that were done several years ago.
Well, if Councilor Hogan's for it, I'm all for it as well, so thank you.
Any other questions?
I just want to make a quick comment. I walked the site with Councilor Hogan and Lynn Water and Sewer. This is a great opportunity to take something down there, especially the Edmonds Field portion of this. It's kind of been a defunct park that's just kind of, withering away, if you would, over time. This is, it may not be alleviating flooding, but it's a good opportunity for conservation land that'll help mitigate some of the velocity with the flooding there. I think you probably know, Councilor, you lived there at one point. There's a lot of flooding that comes, and some of the plantings that they're looking at putting there will help in some capacity there with that type of a wave action. So I think this is a great opportunity for that neighborhood. I think Councilor Hogan did a great job working with water and sewer. And I'd like to make a motion to approve if it's...
Second. Okay, motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Isn't a public hearing day.
No, just that. You could still recommend.
Mr. Ellis?
the project that we're doing does have other benefits. So even for the school project that's there, we can decide to do improvements like other communities do to the existing field that's not used for, school building improvement. Also, the flooding within that area is so severe that it affects the bus routes, emergency routes through the area, development on the one-way. So that's needed for that. And although there was a story in the paper last night, our meeting was canceled, and there was an update in an item instead of before the commission, which was not approved, and it's not the director's responsibility, but there are other benefits. One-way development is very much hinged on us getting that tank in place, the outfalls that are going to carry, and the other outfalls that are going to be put in across West Lynn. And in that work, we'll get street repairs, sidewalks, handicap accessibility done, traffic pattern changed, studies done in tough traffic pattern areas where the pipes are going through. And that's 60 foot that you can walk, 65-inch pipe that you can walk through basically. It'll discharge into the harbor, will help with, that's very low line to development on the Linway. And as past chairman of the development committee on the Linway, we need to be able to take their flows. We haven't got any information from the development. It looks like about 1,600 units of development on the Linway. But by placing that catchment there and pipes that we're going to put in the ground, we'll bring in tax base that will offset the project.
All right, I think we all agree, Ms. Dallas, that it's a good plan all around. Thank you.
Thanks for the support, councilors.
As the original owner of the house next door, right against it on Bate Street, I wish you did it 25 years ago.
Save you some sandbags.
But yeah, it does look good. Motion's been made and seconded. Did you have another question, Council Field?
As far as this is phase one of an overall, how many phase project?
The Westland, actually phase two.
Phase two, okay.
Yeah, the Westland combined sewer separation project is currently conceived as 5 phases of construction. The pump station is phase 2. We provided some supplements or information regarding the schedule so you can see where they work at both sites would be during that time frame.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, no other items on the agenda.
Tonight, take it up, committee level.
Just
Okay.
a motion to put it up.
Is there a motion to, an emergency? Second. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Counsel Barton? Present. Counsel Chakutis? Absent. Counsel Seer? She here?
No, she's had surgery, so
Okay.
she's not here tonight.
Okay. You want me to start reading them?
Can I make a motion?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we do all the grants first, get them out of the way, and go ahead and do them all at once?
Yes, you can.
Second.
We'll start with the certified as available
Yeah,
fund.
yes.
Certified as available fund, the amount of $3,456,281 is allotted to the City of Lynn by FEMA's grant program to support the Safer Grant Initiative, which represents staffing adequate fire and emergency response. The annual award is not to exceed $1,152,093.67.
Motion approved.
Second? Yeah, second? Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Barton? Yes. Counsel Chakutis absent. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Appropriate the sum of $1 million from the account of free cash to the account of...
Oh, no, it's not a grant.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Certified.
Sorry, I got carried away.
All the grants.
I think, okay, let's hold on. Okay. Certified as available fund, the amount of $227,421.60 as allotted to the City of Lynn Office of Economic and Community Development by North Shore Workforce Investment Board for the 2019 summer youth work jobs.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net? Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Certifies available funding amount of $20,000. Additional funding is allotted to the City of Lynn Police Department by the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security for the FFY 2019 STEP grant. STEP represents Sustained Traffic Enforcement Program.
Motion to approve.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Certifies available funding amount of $25,000 is allotted to the City of Lynn Department of Public Works by Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection to reduce waste and increase the recycling of bulky items, awarded through the 2019 Recycling IQ grant.
Motion to approve.
Roll call.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Certifies available funding amount of $15,000 is allotted to the City of Lynn Office of Economic and Community Development by Massachusetts Department of Fish and Game to enhance saltwater fishing access to the general public.
Motion approved. Second.
Roll call.
Counsel Net? Yes. Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Thank you. What was the first thing we voted on?
The safe grant.
FEMA grant.
Okay, all right.
That was the correction, right?
Yep.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I have the correction here. It's the sanitation expense, is that the one?
No, that's not.
This is,
The correction
That's
is the
not a
same
grant.
grant that was previously
yeah.
brought up.
Oh,
Yes.
do I have the right one then?
Yes, you have the right one.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's all the grants, right?
All the grants.
Motion to continue with the regular transfers.
Okay? Yes. Okay, appropriate the sum of $1 million from the account of free cash to the account of to-be-determined stabilization rainy day fund pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 5B. The City of Lynn hereby establishes a rainy day stabilization fund for the purpose of paying any unforeseen costs and expenses, except those costs and expenses relating to employee salaries and employee contractual benefits.
Motion to table.
Roll call on table.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Appropriate the sum of $500,000 from the account of free cash to the account of to-be-determined capitalization stabilization fund pursuant to MGL Chapter 40, Section 5B. The City of Lynn hereby establishes a capital repair stabilization fund for the purpose of effectuating capital repairs to municipal buildings and municipal property with an estimated cost of $25,000 or more.
Motion to table.
Roll call on table.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Appropriate the sum of $450,000 from the account of free cash to the account of snow and ice payroll and expense to fund FY19 snow and ice deficit.
Motion to table.
Roll call on table.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Appropriate the sum of $368,889.24 from the account of free cash to various departments to fund legacy deficit accounts that continuously get hit via the Division of Local Services during the year-end close process.
Motion to table.
Roll call on table, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Appropriate the sum of $177,041 from the account of free cash to the account of Lynn Police payroll and expense to fund the purchase of X2 tasers for Lynn police officers.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President, go ahead.
So, reading it, it said that $89,850 would be enough for a startup and training. What's the reason for 177?
That's what the program costs. It's a complete program.
So it's in addition to the 89,850?
Yeah.
We wrapped up 3 years into one purchase.
Okay,
So that was 1 year you're looking at.
all right.
Yes, second.
Second.
Roll call.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Appropriate the sum of $169,350 from the account of free cash to the account of the city clerk expense to fund the replacement of voting machines for the city elections department.
Motion to table.
Second.
Roll call on table.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Appropriate the sum of $100,000 from the account of free cash to the account of revolving law department expense to fund litigation expenses regarding 2 major lawsuits the city is defending.
Motion to table.
Second.
Roll call on table, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Appropriate the sum of $100,000 from the account of free cash to the account of financial software upgrade expense to fund the purchase of towers and software due to Windows 7 expiring in January 2020.
Motion to table.
Roll call on table, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Appropriate the sum of $126,000 from the account of free cash to the account of the Lynn Fire payroll to fund a negotiated settlement.
Motion to table.
Second.
Roll call on table.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Transfer the sum of $10,000 from the account of Lynn Police expense to the account of Police Department expense to fund medical claims for police officers hurt on duty.
Motion to table. I didn't even see that one.
Here, second on that one?
This isn't utilizing free cash.
Huh?
This isn't utilizing free cash.
Okay.
This is just regular.
Transfer of money?
Transfer of money.
From the general funds?
From
From
their
there.
expense line to the medical.
All right, motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call on approval.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Transfer the sum of $6,733.24 from the account of veterans expense to the account of veterans prior year unpaid bills to fund unexpected expense from FY18.
Motion to table.
Roll call on table.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Transfer the sum of $890.37 from the Lynn Fire expense to the account of Lynn Fire prior year unpaid bills to fund unexpected expense from FY18.
Motion to table.
These aren't from free cash.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, these bills should have been paid out of either their own account
They are.
or, well, but they should have been paid when the bills came in. Here we are at the end of the fiscal year,
Yep.
and we're asking to transfer money to pay bills. And if you read what Cronin says, that's not the way we should be conducting business.
I can't agree more, but when you have two staff members out, I'm only speaking on the Veterans Department right now, when you have two people out, and Mary Cronin and Jeff Howlett, and they've had these accumulate.
What was the date of the bill?
Over a huge.
What was the
period
date of the bill?
This is the fire department.
Well, that's the fire department, we just went through the veterans.
Yeah,
FY18
okay.
as well.
So,
Both of these FY18.
here's the bills
Yep.
from the Veterans Office. Alls I can do is say, when my office is getting called on a regular basis, where's our payment? Alls I can say is an email down to Veterans Office.
So if you're getting called on a regular basis, why aren't you paying the bills?
We can't pay the bill, Darren. That's the department's responsibility to pay the bill.
So
We will
why,
process
my
the bill
point
once
is
it's
this,
paid.
why are we getting the bills now? How old are those bills?
We've gotten them, long time.
Yeah.
I can't agree with you more, but
So I'm making the point right now is what I'm doing by tabling them.
These people-
They're not gonna get paid right now. I'm making a motion to table.
that's your prerogative.
That's right.
Well, this bill has been in this city hall since November of 2017.
Okay,
Believe me,
yeah. Since 2017.
yep. FY18.
Yep, and it's gonna be there another week anyways. Motion to table.
Second.
Roll call.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton? Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes.
We gotta make an effort to pay our bills on time. And that's the point, I know, well, I'm telling you, if that goes all the way back to 2017, somebody somewhere is not doing their job.
November 17th, FY18.
It's almost, yeah. So,
Transfer the sum of $147,223.92 from the account of sanitation expense to the account of DPW sanitation expense to fund the shortfall in sanitation due to the recycles not providing rebates and costing for disposal.
motion to table.
Second.
Roll call table.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis? Absent, I'm sorry. And Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Transfer the sum of $5,000 from the account of state election expense to the account of city clerk expense to fund election-related items.
Motion to table.
Roll call.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes.
That it?
That's all. And what about emergencies?
Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. President.
Thank you. I just want to make a statement that you're talking about $3 million in transfers here, and we're talking about doing our budget, and as you set out, Mike, on the floor earlier tonight, that we're still in the middle of negotiations, and if the union's got a 1% raise, it'll be over $800,000. So
Who
that
said that?
You did. I don't
No,
know.
I said
550.
550?
550.
Okay, so 550, I thought you said 8, I'm sorry.
No, I said 550.
Okay, so 550 is half of what's left in our account that's in there. So if they got a 2% raise, and would that raise be retroactive? So until our budget is settled, it doesn't make sense, it's not fiscally smart to be transferring $3 million out of a $4 million
I
reserve
respectfully
account.
disagree.
Well, that's fine that you disagree.
You know, it says, Sean says right in the thing, he strongly urges us to do these things.
Yeah.
So you should
So we have
relay
until
that message.
July 1 to do that,
You
and
should-
let's settle our budget and get that done, and then we'll work on transferring this money.
That, again, like Steve said, that's your prerogative.
This came up on Friday. There was not one phone call to me or anybody in my office, Mike.
Are you yelling at me?
Yes, I am, okay?
For what reason?
Because I'm sick and tired of getting things last minute. This goes on all the time. That's why.
These free cash things aren't last minute. I mean, it was,
Free cash, have you been involved in any discussions on it? Have I? Has anybody in my
May I have the
office?
floor for a second? The way it generally works
Yeah,
is we present it, you refer it to committee, we then all discuss it, and then you vote on it. We don't expect you to vote on it right now. That's how it works.
the way it's always worked in this building is that we've
And
had...
where are we in this building right now? We're not in a good
Okay,
place. We're trying to get
Motion to
together.
adjourn.
All I'm asking for is for you to show the respect for the council and reach out to us. That's all, and explain something. That's all I'm asking.
Emergency.
Counsel Hogan?
Present.
Present Counsel Field?
Present.
Present Counsel Lozey? Present Counsel Net?
Present.
Okay, we have new taxi operators, Michael Campbell.
Come on up, Mike. How you doing? Good. So will the committee?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thursday morning, you can go down to the clerk's office, pick up the license. Okay? Yep. Yep. You too.
Ian Gittens? Ian Gittens?
Motion to table.
Second, all in favor? Opposed?
Keith Haddigan. This is the third time for Keith.
Right. Motion to deny, we have a second.
Aye.
All in favor? Okay. Opposed?
Hector Luis Lopez?
Hi, Hector, come on up. How are you?
Motion approved.
Any discussion?
Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, I'd like to go into executive session on this.
You can do that, yeah.
That's the only lady, right?
Mm-hmm, yep. Yes, yes.
We need it, okay.
Mr. Lopez, I'd like to make a motion for a 30, 60, 90-day approval.
Second.
Okay. You all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
So you come back in 30 days and you do that 2 more times.
Yep.
Thursday.
Okay?
So the clerk will send out a letter that'll tell you when to come back.
Come
Okay?
on.
Thursday, all right?
Thursday morning.
You can
Thursday,
come down
come back.
to the clerk's Thursday morning to get your license. Okay, yep,
Session of 16.
yep. Okay.
Okay, we have a livery service, Jackie's Transportation, Maria Reyes.
Okay.
Motion to table.
Got a second?
Before we second, just a little discussion, wasn't that something, they were doing work and they were called to come? Is that the one? Jackie, or was it another one? That they had been working in Lynn, but didn't have their,
Right, that's another one.
that's another
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Yeah, she's
All
been
right.
around a long time, Jackie's
Oh, okay.
Transportation.
All right, I'm sorry.
So we have a motion, we have a second? Second. All in favor? Opposed?
And we have new livery operators, one of them is Maria Reyes. She's on here, so.
Motion to table, we have a second?
I'm sorry, just pulled her out because she's the owner of that,
We have to
right.
go through each one because she's not here.
Yep. Louis Baez, Louis is here.
Hey, Louis, how you doing? Wish of the committee? Second. We have a second, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, Thursday morning, down the clerk's office, okay? Yep.
Again, don't yell at me. Mildred Morales? Mildred? No Mildred?
Okay, we have a motion to table, we have a second, all in favor? Opposed? Okay.
Wanda Pimento.
All right, motion to table, second? Second. All in favor?
Daniel Reyes? Daniel, come on up.
How you doing? Good. We have a motion to approve, we have a second? Second. All in favor? Opposed? All right, Thursday morning, at the clerk's office, okay? Yep.
And Maria, we already did.
Yep.
Okay.
We did Maria already, yep. Moving right
Minerva Rivera?
No? Motion to table, we have a second? Second. All in favor? Opposed?
Anna Valise?
All right, we have a motion to table, we have a second, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. We're doing good.
Okay, now we have a taxi discussion. Jeffrey O'Neill. Is Jeffrey here?
No, wrong Jeffrey.
Jeffrey O'Neill?
I think you all have in your packets, there was an incident with this particular driver.
Motion to revoke his license.
That's what I'd like to have, any discussion on it?
Is that the wish of the...
I think we should, I mean, what's gone on with it, I think.
I read through it, Jeff, and
Yep.
without his presence here, or the
Yep.
owner of the company, I'm going to make a motion to revoke his license.
We have a second, he was notified about that also.
Yeah, he
They
was.
both- they both signed.
Okay, they signed for the letter.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion to revoke, we have a second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? All right. Opposed? Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
And then any discussion regarding the dispatchers?
I think that's the next thing on the agenda.
Tom's Taxi, Robert Colucci or Randy Allender? Randy? Hi, Randy. I think Robert is out of the country, right?
Yeah, he was, but he's back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
You're aware of the seriousness? You're aware of the seriousness? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go right ahead.
You're aware of the seriousness of the complaint against Mr. O'Neill?
Yes, correct.
And why he received the revocation of his license?
Yes.
Mr. Colucci's aware of that?
Yes, he's been fired. Since that day, he hasn't been working with us. So we let him go because we have so many issues about him.
Yeah, one of the, with this incident was that, you know, the person that was fired called the person with the complaint, and somebody gave the phone number. We don't want to have that happen. We want to make sure that when somebody calls and files a complaint on something like that, that someone's not going to call them up and, you know,
Well,
stop.
I think that he's friends with the person, so they know each other.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
Okay.
So when the city clerk called, they talked to me.
Yeah.
They didn't know who he was. I gave them the information, his name, and then that's when he came down to the clerk office and started raising hell. So
yeah.
that was on him. They knew each other.
And he's gone. You guys
He's gone completely, so
Okay.
he's not coming back.
All right. Okay.
How long have you been a dispatcher, Randy?
I've been about 3 years, but I've been driving for about 7 or 20.
Okay, so that's how you know all the streets then?
Oh yeah, I started as a delivery driver first before I became a driver. I started driving in '96. So I was a delivery driver for about 3.5 years. I worked for Cruise Street, Papagino's when they used to build Market Street, and that's when I switched over.
Okay.
The business at that time was a great business, but now it's very slow.
All right, so I don't think we need to take any further action on this, but I appreciate you coming in. Thank you for explaining it. And, all right, so I don't think we have to take a vote on anything here, right? You guys are comfortable?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, all right. All right, and then if you like, we could take all of, these are all renewals that are coming up next. You take them as a whole? Anyone have any objections? All right. Okay, motion to approve then?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Opposed? All right, and how about a motion to adjourn?
Here we go.
That's it.
Canning.
Canning. Can anyone guess where?
Where?
I think it's called Ann Beacons.
Yep.
She did.
Yeah. Hang on one second, okay, but thank you. Okay, so we got Canning here, East Lynn.
Little League,
Little League, right? And,
May 26th, June 2nd, and 14th.
okay, Wyoming Square.
Yep.
Motion to approve? Second. I just guessed, I didn't even read them. All right, so motion approved?
Okay.
A second? Yeah, all right.
To make a motion to take Ian Giddens' application off the table.
All right, we have a motion, a second?
Second.
Okay, motion to approve?
Gittens, taxi
All in
operator.
all in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, Thursday morning at the clerk's office, okay? Thank you. All right, any other business? All right, we have a motion to adjourn, we have a second. All right, here we go.
Present, Councilor Chakutis, absent, Councilor Field.
Present.
Present. Petition of National Grid to install a new pad for a 300 kVA transformer to convert the load supplied from the Nahat Street area of Lynn network from secondary network service to radial service. National Grid?
How we doing?
Hi, how you doing?
How you doing?
My name's Brennan Powell, electrical engineer for National Grid, 170 Bedford Street in Malden. Our petition here today is to, was really part of a larger program we have going on, which is to remove and replace the Lynn network with the standard secondary service from transformers. Trying to get into the technical details, but essentially the way most of downtown Lynn is set up is through a network where all transformers kind of share a common bus in the secondaries. This is good from a reliability standpoint, but in terms of serving individual customers, it really limits what a single building can be supplied with. You kind of limit it to like 3-family homes. If you try to have a customer on the Lynn network that was all of a sudden, 2 restaurant spaces and 10 units, the Lynn network cannot supply that. It's not designed to be as diverse in the loads that can pick up. So this is a portion of the Nahat Street, Broad Street, where we're converting the service remaining home and reconductoring a lot of the secondary mains. It'll take us probably about 2.5 to 3 days to lay the conduits in the ground, so work. And then probably another day to set the transformer and to install the cable. This will be done during normal working hours. The street itself will be finished to the as-existing condition. We'll have details.
I just have a question. How big is this transformer physically, size-wise?
Like dimensions?
Yep.
It sits on a 63-inch by 83-inch pad. It's roughly, it's like 6 by 7 foot pad, and it's probably about 4.5 feet high. The unit itself is slightly smaller than that. The concrete block that it sits on.
That's a big one.
And there's nothing existing there now.
No, it doesn't look like there is from the pictures. That was the question I was going to have here.
Would it be exposed, or would it be fenced in?
It will be protected by bollards, and this island is sort of a grassy strip that has trees and bushes.
Are you familiar with that?
So this is the counselor of the ward, just want to...
Right.
That's pretty intrusive.
It's a pretty big transformer.
We're happy to put any sort of landscaping around it in terms of bushes, bollards, protect it from vehicles.
Arborvitae.
Yeah, we need to do that. Also, with landscaping, you can landscape that so you can't see it.
Yeah, that would be all year round, arborvitae.
Yeah. We need to still, arrange in such a way where we still have access to it to service it, but it would be.
Yeah, that it's going to be tough landscaping it and with any shrubbery.
It's
and have an access. What's the dimension of the island?
At the intersection of Nahant and Broad,
Where on this island is it?
it would be probably
Oh, this
right in the middle.
It is, there's a big enough island there, but I think the suggestion of landscaping
Because
it
the
is
manhole comes
definitely.
from the leak in this picture is right here. So this is an existing manhole. We break into the conduits there and run them straight
To the manhole. Yeah, can you landscape in such a way that it reduces visibility of that? Maybe a row this side on Broad Street and then the Hunt? You know, it's kind of at the triangle, maybe on the back side of it, far enough away that you can have access, maintenance access.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, that might do it.
Councilor Field,
Is this project because of request, or is it just something that naturally?
It's something as we're doing. There are
Solve the problem.
There's some low voltage problems in the area. The system's 100 years old, and as
So
houses
it's addressing a problem, it's not just something.
right. This is on the cost of National Grid. This isn't a customer driving this, other than the fact that in the heat of the summer, in July, you get those 90, 100-degree days. Everyone's running AC.
We've had a lot
There are
of
some
those,
flickering
yeah.
lights, low voltage problems.
Yep.
Mr. Calucci.
And repaving the street, can we do from like 20 or 30 feet this way up down to the intersection?
So the provision that I have from my supervisors is that it's not going to be curb to curb, it's just going to be over the trench that we dig. The trench is probably 2 feet wide, and they'll probably repave a 4-foot lane over the surface.
We always have problems with that, you know,
That's
settling.
right. Yeah.
So we'd like to have curb to curb in that area if we could.
So this is a National Grid in-house civil contractor.
Right.
These aren't other people that get contracted out. These are our crews.
Right.
Do the
that
trench?
continue this. Yes. In other situations before, we've had customers dig. A normal customer-driven job, if you're building a commercial property, the customer is required to do the civil work. And then we have a trench inspector that looks it over before it gets sealed. And then we pull in our wires, put in the transformer. So there are obviously varying degrees of quality that you get with different contractors that aren't supplied by National Grid. What I can tell you is that the guys that are doing this work is 100% in-house.
Darren, the width that Councilor Calucci's asking for is just double what the trench would be.
Right, and ISO will provide that. So that trench itself is 2 feet wide, but over the duct, all the way to the island will be a 4-foot wide repair of asphalt.
Because it meanders, the 2 feet.
What?
It meanders.
Right.
I'd like to get the whole thing.
Yeah, in other words, you're saying what the standard method would be 4 feet.
Right, so it would be approximately this, give or take.
And how long ago was this paved?
Not too long ago. I'd like to, you know, have it like curb to curb. Like we'll table it.
Like this, let me see. So instead of that, just what the council is referring to is, yeah, see, you've got that much area as opposed to that. You're only gonna double your work, your pavement.
Okay. I'd have to ask you to talk with my supervisor.
Can you get the phone now? Can you call them now? Well, it'll be-
Nah, unfortunately not.
They're not gonna answer. Whose phone, whose pen is
So we want to table, right? Table, second, discussion, all in favor, opposed? All right, table, right?
Table.
We'll be back. Let's call the next one.
Petitioner Comcast to install a new manhole and underground conduit to provide services to 14 State Street. Comcast?
How you doing?
Dave Malone, Comcast. We basically have a request to provide service to number 14 State Street. We will be locating the existing conduit in the street, placing a 4x4 manhole over that conduit and excavating to place 23 feet of conduit to number 14 State Street.
What's at 14 State Street?
I don't know the name of the business there.
Which end of that would that be?
It's Diana's.
Yeah, but on State Street, where, is that over by?
No, there's a bank on one side.
Yeah, yeah. Is it that end of State Street or the other end?
It's the bank, Market Street's out here, then the bank, and then 14.
Okay, very close.
That's Zonas is the owner. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah. All right.
That might be Admiral Insurance or anyway. That's a lot of trenching, huh?
Yeah.
Can I see that, Dave?
I'm going to make a motion to table it only because the council is not here.
Okay. Any other discussion?
In discussion before it's seconded.
Before we second.
Dave, what's the purpose of this work?
They've requested our service.
The customer did?
The customer has.
And that's that Morton Zonas?
Yes.
Requested it?
Have you spoken to the council at all?
I forwarded the original petition to the council. I have not heard back.
Okay.
I emailed her.
Yeah, she's not in tonight, so I think, do you have any other discussion on this?
No, I'll second that.
Okay, so a second. All right, second the table. All in favor? Opposed? Okay. Thank you. Just touch base with her, please. All right, reach out to her. Phone numbers are on the cards in the council office. All right. All right.
Thanks,
Do you have a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Present.
Present. Counsel Chakutis absent. Mr. Donovan?
Present.
Present. Ms. Nerick? Present. Mr. Stillian absent. Mr. Lamanna, Attorney Lamanna, present. And Elizabeth?
Present.
Okay. Javasio.
All right, what we have here are the 20 winners from our second grade poster contest from Earth Day. 20 participating schools, 18 public schools, all 18 public schools and 2 private schools. These are the winners selected from each of those schools selected by the teachers and faculty of those schools. And it'll be up to us to select one winner of these 20 by a vote. I wanted to display what we have here. I think it speaks for itself, the talent that we have in our second grade. These 20 posters are going to go into production where there'll be about 100 copies of each of these posters. And these posters are going to be posted in businesses throughout the city of Lynn, encouraging people to keep Lynn clean. And I think the educational component that we discussed at previous meetings brought this, and so I thank Superintendent Tutwiler, Mayor's Office, for being supportive for our committee to get into the schools to educate the kids. I think they had a lot of fun, and I hope to continue doing this, but with respect to my co-chair on the committee, if we can postpone, if we have a motion to postpone any vote until our next subcommittee meeting, which is in 2 weeks, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor? Thank you. Thank you.
Present.
Present. Counsel Barton?
Present.
Present. Counsel Staben?
Present.
Present. Mr. Donovan?
Present.
Present. Mr. Ford? Absent. Mr. Hall? Absent. Mr. Leonard? Absent. Okay, we have a discussion for the RFP on the Marshall Middle School on Porter Street.
4 is a quorum. As you know, we went out to bid for our second RFP for the Thurgood Marshall. One of the conditions in the bid was that the closing date needed to occur within 60 days of the RFP opening. We received 2 bids, one with a proposed closing date of March of 2019, and a second bid staggered, which is sometime in 2020. City solicitors ruled that both of these bids are unresponsive and that they did not adhere to the strict guidelines as far as what the city was hoping to do, is convey this as soon as possible, and not to continue to maintain it through certainly another winter. So I think the appropriate action at this time would be a motion to reject all bids, return the bid deposits, and proceed with the demolition of the building forthwith.
Is that in the form of motion, or would you like a motion?
I'd like a motion.
So move.
Second.
So a motion to reject all bids and begin demolition?
Return the bid deposits
Yep.
and proceed with the demolition.
Return deposits. Okay. Attorney Lamanna?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Can we have a discussion? Discussion?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you. While we're in that process, can we still start to generate an RFI or an RFP now?
Absolutely. I do believe we need to go back to the school committee, and we got a 6-month extension in order for this RFP, but nothing prevents us to have that document ready, and then maybe even something that we should share with the school committee.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at an empty parcel as opposed to a parcel that may or may not be able to be rehabbed.
And does the school committee also need to vote on demoing the building?
That was done, no. That was done as part of the original Thurgood vote.
My understanding is it was done as part of the original project. It was also redone a few weeks ago, I was told, at the school committee meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Attorney Lamanna?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Ford absent, Mr. Hall absent, Mr. Leonard absent.
Take a motion to adjourn from Council President, Vice President Barton.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.